some rapid fire, stock up, stock down, combine recap before we get out of here.
You spent 7 years as the lead draft analyst for Bleach Report. The draft this is where you made your bones, Connor Rogers. I saw you out there. You were interviewing prospects. You were talking to them, learning about their hopes, their dreams.
Yep.
You had the stopwatch. You had the clipboard. You were out there. You had a visor.
Absolutely.
100%.
I do the medicals.
Yeah.
I do everything.
You were poking. You were prodding. Absolutely. Doing the late night interviews. All right. So stock up, stock down. Let's start with Bryce Young.
I think it's a push, right? He didn't do anything, but he weighed over 200 pounds. And if you thought Bryce Young was over 6 feet tall, that's on you. You're at fault for that. So this is a push for Bryce Young. I will say if you're going to go one way or the other, maybe stock down because all the other quarterbacks looked so good, right? Anthony Richardson, stock up for his weight, the most athletic quarterback we have ever seen. When you look at C.J. Stroud, he was the most natural thrower out there throughout the drills. He didn't miss a throw, his timing, his confidence. And then Will Levis as well. He didn't really get a lot of shine, but he still looked good. He has a ton of velocity on his throws. He's a big guy, and he spoke really, really well. All these guys did.
I was surprised. I think there was so much hype around Anthony Richardson that I thought Levis got sort of overshadowed. And I loved Levis's confidence. Is like, I got a cannon, I'm going to show it off. Like, I loved him just like, because not everyone threw and everything like that. Levis is like, I got nothing to hide. Like,
exactly.
To me, Levis, I think, is really interesting as well. Did it bother you that Bryce Young didn't work out?
No, because I think he played the game of I can get as heavy as I want, and I'm not going to do any of the drills at an he doesn't play at 204. He weighed in at 204. That's not his playing weight. So when it comes down to it, he played the game of doing the weigh-in, and then he has the pro day where I don't believe he has to weigh in at that pro day. He can get back to his natural weight and look as good as he always has.
It was funny, though. There was a viral photo that went around where basically, showing him from the podium, and then there was a back shot, and he was wearing these sneakers that had, like, heels that were like
heels?
that.
Yeah,
like 4-inch heels. Like, he could have walked a runway in those things.
Yeah, it was pretty serious.
Will Levis, who's like a caricature of a quarterback that, guys just love to draft because he's got the cannon arm, he's got the build and everything. He's 12-1 to go first overall. We've talked a bit about this in the past. Any chance a team like Indianapolis trades up for Will Levis?
Definitely a chance. I think what Richardson did this weekend, though, kind of wiped that away. And I think Stroud's just natural throwing ability as well, and his interviews were so good that those odds have kind of taken a hurt. And you look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young's the favorite for a reason. Those odds keep going the way you don't want them to. So I think it tells you that all four of these guys are going in the top 10, but I think ultimately there's a good chance Levis is the fourth quarterback taken now.
It's super interesting. I remember at one point, this is like 2 months ago, there was a mock draft out where they had the Commanders taking Anthony Richardson at 16. And I was just like,
that's insane.
There's no way Anthony Richardson's getting to 16. And of course, now I'm not convinced Anthony Richardson gets to 7.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think we talked about Seattle earlier in this show at 5, and he might not make it there.
Might not make it to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone had more stock up than Anthony Richardson.
I mean, to jump over 40 inches. I know people say it doesn't matter for a quarterback. It's still impressive to watch that level of athlete that can throw the ball a mile. It's all there. If he gets that redshirt year in the NFL, it's worth taking the swing on.
1,000%. Let's move on to the wide receivers. So, not a great wide receiver class here of the in the draft, but stock up, stock down. What did you see?
It's not a great class at the top, but I love Jaxon Smith-Njigba, right? He's getting a lot of comparisons to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I actually think those are pretty close. Number one, the agilities were all in the high, 90 percentile plus, like elite agilities. He's probably going to play in the slot at the next level. He catches everything, great adjustments. I thought he looked good. It was good to see him healthy. He had the hamstring all year. We didn't really get to see Jaxon Smith-Njigba briefly in 3 games this year, but not the 1,600-yard season he had 2 years ago. So stock up for Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Stock down for Jordan Addison, a guy that was viewed as a top 15, top 20 pick. You just can't be 173 pounds and run in those high 4.4s, low 4.5 kind of range. You need to be a burner. He's a really good player. He's got route polish, but when you're small, it's tough to go early in the draft. So that weight hurt him. He needed to run in the 4.3s, and he didn't. Jalen Hyatt, a little bit of the same thing. I'll go stock down. He's a solid player, but when you look at it, he ran 4.4 at 176 pounds. He's not the 4.28 burner a lot of people expected.
And then last one here, we talked about him a little bit throughout the show, but let's move off of wide receivers and just go to running back. Bijan Robinson feels like if there's going to be a running back in the first round, it's going to be Bijan Robinson.
It will be because the talent's just insane. I mean, I look at him and go, you could play him in the slot. You could have him run inside, outside. The question I can't get an answer to, guys, is who? Who is willing to do that? I don't think the Eagles will do it at 10. Do the Eagles trade out of 10 and they're comfortable to do it? Does Bijan make it to 30 and they take him at 30? The Joe Mixon situation, as we talked about, is really key watching. Would the Bengals go that route? Is there a team out there that just doesn't care, right? The Bills, they're all in on the offensive line, it seems like right now, but what if they get there and they go, the offensive linemen we liked are gone, we'll just take the great player and figure out the rest on day 2. So Bijan Robinson, I think he's locked into the first round, but it's hard to find that concrete team that'll do it. So to be continued with him, and I think he'll be the only first-round running back as great as Jahmyr Gibbs is.
And he's going to be, as you know, obviously landing spot matters a little bit, but if you thought Breece Hall was good last year,
this dude's different.
He's gonna be a top 10 overall. By the time fantasy drafts roll around in August, Bijan Robinson is going to be a first-round pick in fantasy drafts, wherever he lands.
Absolutely. Yep. It'll be one of the more high-profile rookies that we've ever gotten to discuss. And in Dynasty, everybody's trading. It feels like everything they have to get the 101, which has been pretty funny to watch and listen to.
Yep.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.